10 toes down in my B22s. Young ST hit the T and he blew. Pat came in, disappeared like the moose. Yeah, I'm at the mud, yeah, I'm really the truth. 10 toes down in his Christians, yours. They know me by my real name in the store. Pins and fiends made a killing.
Welcome back to the Week in the Life series. Today is Monday morning. I'm Kieran O'Connor, and you might notice we are in a brand new location. That is because on Friday last week, we officially signed for an office. After moving from the UK, where we had a 4-person office for the last year and a half, it makes a big difference going from an office to a co-working space. I started out in a co-working space, so it kind of felt like a step backwards. Plus, when you're doing lots of sales and outbound business development, it's very, very difficult. Number one, because the co-working spaces are quiet. I'm very loud. Secondly, a lot of stuff that we talk about is confidential. So we took the big leap and managed to get an office. I'm going to talk to you very quickly about the offices, but whilst I do so, why don't you take a look at the visuals I recorded earlier. So we left Unbox Community on Friday. We did a month there in the co-working space. The co-working space was the best that we found. It was expensive, but you paid for what you get. I actually met a few nice people in there as well. Had a gym session with a guy that I met, and we were quite sad to leave. There was 2 reasons why we didn't stay in Unbox. Number one, because they didn't actually have any office space available till January. Number two, their office space was actually 30% more expensive than anywhere else. So we were looking for a few weeks trying to find somewhere, and this place, Oh My Desk, which is about 200 meters from Unbox Community, had somewhere in January. We were quite interested, but we needed somewhere quick. So we're in a temporary office at the minute. This one right here, office number 40, which is a 4-person office, but no window. Boo, we definitely don't want a window. We've done that before. We need some natural light coming into the office. So on the 2nd of January, which is already signed for, we are moving in to office number 36, which is a 2-person office. It's a little bit smaller. It has a window, but it's still pretty big. But what else is going on outside of the new office chat? Well, today I've got 2 very important meetings. The first is at 12 p.m. I'm going to be meeting a CEO of an edtech business who's from the UK and is actually relocating his business out here to the Middle East in the new year. After that, I'm very excited for this one. I've got a meeting with the CEO of one of the largest and probably one of the most well-known real estate companies out here. He used to be the CEO of that company. He is now the CEO of a new company within the group that focuses purely on technology. And we're going to be discussing a machine learning engineer. So this could be my first bit of business here in the local market. On top of that, I've actually agreed and paid for a new executive coach who specializes in hypnotherapy and psycho-cybernetics. And I've got my first 90-minute call with her later today. Calculated Risk Podcast is back. Today is my first episode. I'm not going to tell you who the guest is, but you will see, hopefully, on this episode. We're not going to be releasing the episodes until the new year, but we're starting today. We've got 4 more guests booked in as well. In between all that, I've actually got a few more coffees, trying to build some relationships and win some new business over this side of the world. This has been the longest intro that I've done in quite some time. So to wrap it up, what can you expect to see in this episode and moving forward? Well, now that we've got the office, I can now show a lot more of the confidential stuff, such as on the phone action, delivering offers, challenging calls, and new business meetings. So we're going to try and get as much of that as we can in this week. So stick around. If you watch till the end, there's no doubt you're going to learn a thing or two about recruitment. Hopefully, we might even inspire you to start your own recruitment business yourself. But for now, let's get to lunch and check out this location.
I thank God for the blogs, Susan dripping. Me and bro in the M-way doing mileage, we've been missing. Now she ain't calling you, rude boy, it's me that she missing. Look a flat, now I'm missing. When I'm running to the peas, then my body bring me trees.
I'm back in the office this afternoon, and Skylar's changed the office around already, making herself at home because, I'm not sure if I mentioned, but Skylar's birthday this week. Birthday all week, of course. So we're going to be celebrating. If you're speaking to Skylar at all this week on a customer success call, make sure you say happy birthday. It's on Thursday. Or all week. So what happened today? Well, a short update because I've got a busy afternoon. So the lunch went very well with Ross. I took him some cafe batials and he was over the moon. He was so grateful, and he started eating them already. And I know that because he sent me a WhatsApp picture with 4 gone. We enjoyed a lunch for an hour and a half, and I had to rush to my next meeting with the CEO of a very large real estate company out here. I can't tell you who because it's a pretty big one. And I know there's some people out here trying to, try and win my business. I know that's not true, by the way. But he was He was very nice, brought me in 45 minutes, and I'm pretty confident we're about to onboard our first UAE vacancy 5 weeks in. It's going to be an AI machine learning engineer position. I'd love to tell you the story about how this came about, because it's quite cool. I've done no BD for this. It was actually a referral, and I will do it at a later point, but I've actually got to scramble to find some UAE terms of business now, because confidentially, hopefully, this guy isn't watching this video, we only have UK and US terms. So my trusty birthday lady over there, Skylar, is going to be working on some terms of business to send out this afternoon. We've set a very ambitious deadline of Thursday afternoon for 3 profiles, which is what we do normally. So there's no hesitation from my side, but I've got my work cut out. So terms of business sent, straight onto LinkedIn. Let's find a machine learning engineer. Bosh. This might look like the same clip, but it's 30 minutes later and we've gone home to collect 2 deliveries. Please take a look at this. Finally, if any of you work in recruitment, which I imagine a few of you will, if any of you work on an online business, I have been working off this, just a laptop, for the last 6 weeks. I don't know how anyone can do that. So we finally got an office, we're finally setting up the monitors, and I can go back to actually hustling the right way. It's Tuesday morning and it's time for another lunch. I'm off to Al Baruti out in Dubai Hills to meet a mutual contact. I was introduced to him last week by a very, very good friend of mine, and there's one thing I've learned over the last couple of weeks, that referral holds a lot of weight out here. Well, what else has been going on in the last 12 hours? Well, yesterday afternoon I had my first executive coaching session with a lady called Christina. That was very, very good. We spent 90 minutes, and I've always been skeptical of this stuff, but I genuinely feel like I've woken up with a different energy and a different outlook on things. So today we've agreed some things that I'm going to do to really drive the business forward. This morning I actually met Mark Colburn again. I've only known the guy for less than a month and we've met 3 times already. Conversation has been so good every time, exploring a couple of different things. The first is how we can work together from a recruitment perspective. I'll go into that in a little bit more detail closer to the time. But the other thing, which is quite exciting, we've actually landed our first sponsorship opportunity for the podcast. It's going to be with his brand called Refix. I haven't spoken about that yet, but with the first episode being recorded tomorrow, the season is going to be released into the new year. You'll then see who this company is. And just before I get to work in this taxi on the way over to Dubai Hills, the big update, we secured our first UAE client yesterday. Bit of negotiation. I went in a little bit higher than we usually do. He's obviously tried to come down as a CEO, and we've met in the middle. We are working at 20%. My first client, 5 weeks in, and I haven't even done a single sales call to this client, all through referrals, which I'm going to go into more detail sometime soon. I feel like I want to help people out and let them know how they can leverage referrals to get new business. So let's check out this lunch spot before I get back to the office this afternoon to source this machine learning engineer.
I had reasonable doubt as my intro. We swing around with Illmatic, say you involved. Heard they ran off on the plug by the 10th load. All the stress why I need my money tenfold. I took a chapter out the mob page. 1 gauge, 2 bodies on the front page. And we don't do it for the likes on the blog page. All I need is 1 mic.
Hello, how are you, man? How's settled in the last 2 days? Good. He's very happy as well. He was really looking forward to getting back into something he knows very, very well. And yeah, we spoke to him yesterday as well, and he's happy. Good. I think that's one of the benefits of having someone who knows, because your industry is quite niche, right? But someone who's got a bit of experience, the tech stack is quite similar. Yeah, it makes a massive difference. So that's good. What about the other junior person? I did see who you hired with like a QA background. How are they getting on? Good. And a new role. I appreciate you thinking of me. I really, really do. What's this one all about then? Gotcha. So it's a 1-person team from a development perspective. And it's just open communication, new feature, pushback, go build, when everyone's in agreement. Okay. And it's just backend, so it's C#, .NET, SQL Cloud experience, or not so much important. So a stronger backend dev to work on his own or her own with an ops team. Communication is very, very important. Ability to work on their own, so like self-motivated, yeah, able to structure their work themselves. So it's the same level as, realistically, it's like a strong mid 50K budget. Okay, yeah, I've got a few in mind. Has anyone done this role before in the business? I'm just trying to think, what do you think about, if someone like changes position, right? Depending on the person, like they might be looking and excited about the team they get to come into and the people they're going to collaborate with. Because it's just going to be a 1-person ops team, that might make the search a bit more difficult. What happens if we find the right person and, I don't know, I've always got to think of these scenarios. Like a month in, they're like, I like the job, but I'm kind of isolated. You know, is there anything we can do? Have you thought about that? Okay, well, that's quite a big sell. Yeah, that makes a big difference. Rather than 6 months on their own of just pushing back, taking instruction, pushing back, taking instruction. Okay. And they're UK based, yeah? So what does that mean for time zone and working hours? Okay, so it's remote again, work the hours that are best for you within the core hours. Person's in the US, gotcha, back-end focus. Sounds good, sounds exactly like what we've done before, multiple times, just without the focus on the front-end development, you know, just focus on the back-end. I mean, they're out there, it's just finding them. And it's a different conversation, it's a different search completely. So it's good that we're being open about this. And I think for the right person, if we sell it as there's an opportunity, if things go well, to potentially have a couple of people around them and reporting into them as soon as the end of Q1, that's a big motivator for someone. All right, okay, cool. Exactly what I was thinking, really. I know you said there was nothing to prepare for, so exactly what we've done before, no problems, should be straightforward, should be relatively straightforward. I don't want to famous last words. This is just a typical hire that we do. What's the ideal start date so I can work backwards from that? Let's imagine that realistically anyone's going to have a 1 month. Most people won't have a 3 month at this period. If we're lucky, we might find someone who is transitioning between jobs or just been made redundant for whatever reason and is still a great person and a great hands-on engineer. So we might be able to get lucky, but let's just plan for a 1 month notice period. I mean, it's the 10th now. You know, we work pretty quickly, as you remember from last time. So what day is it now? Tuesday. Let's go with Friday. So I'll filter down from 10 to 15 people to get the 3 best that we can. Last time it was 6, but that was because there was 2 positions. We will filter on exactly what we've spoken about. So it's a bit of a different search, right? It's the communicator, it's somebody who can work independently, and long-term plan is to actually move into senior pretty quickly. Providing you can review those Friday, depending on your schedule, Monday at the latest, we can start the interview process as soon as Monday, Tuesday or Wednesday next week. And I really would like to box this off. I'd be disappointed if we don't by the end of November. Because then I think the ideal scenario, if we don't get lucky with someone who's immediately available, is first week of Jan start. I think for mentality and, just to, I guess, all the new year stuff, I think it's a great time to start someone. But if we get lucky, we can onboard someone before, cool. But let's just plan for a first week of Jan start. Cool. And then what's the interview process for this one? Is it going to be same? Sounds good to me. I think that's fair. I think that's the best process. Okay, let's work through this at speed then. So Friday is the next time you'll hear from me with the 3 people. Probably won't hear from me in the meantime. And we've got a different job description, actually. That's not too much of a problem. I'll talk through it in more detail. So I'll say that this is company profile, this is the stack, but here's the differences. Leave that with me. No need for an updated one. And that's good. I think that I'm good to go. Yeah, any questions? Absolutely, man. Cool. So I will speak to you. Let's do 3 p.m. 3 p.m. Friday is the next time you'll hear from me. Thanks for your time, man. No worries, mate. I'll speak to you soon. So we've just onboarded a new vacancy there. We helped this company around 2 months ago. That new starter joined the business on Monday. So yesterday, and they've come back for repeat business. That is what we absolutely love. We're now looking for a back-end focused engineer in a new department of the business. So we're looking for someone who is a bit more entrepreneurial, who has their own creative thinking and would like to move into a senior role within Q1 of next year and hopefully hire 2 more people through us. That would be good. So it's a bit of a different search than last time. Not sure what you think of my new meeting corner at the minute. It looks a bit bland behind me, but please remember this is the temporary office. We're going to have perhaps some things on the wall to make it a little bit more graphic. And we got a window in the new office. So this is just temporary. The lunch earlier was very, very good, by the way. That's 2 lunches in 2 days already this week. So I need to slow down because I've picked up a couple of new vacancies. Obviously, we've got this new UAE-based machine learning engineer position. I've also got this strong mid-level engineer based in the UK. And hopefully, if both of these pull through with our US vacancy, we're looking at a very juicy month. So it's unlikely you're going to see me again this afternoon, but I'll see you tomorrow at Calculated Risks Season 2, Episode 1. Today is the big day, the day that I have been waiting for. Season 2 of the Calculated Risks podcast, and my guest has postponed. Typical. He messaged me last night saying that he's ill and very unwell, and he hasn't cancelled, but he's asked to push it to next week. So my excitement last night has come to nothing. I think out of 26 episodes that we did, we only had 2 people asked to rearrange. I think that's pretty good stats. So we've postponed till next week. The Calculated Risk podcast season 2 is still going ahead, but I'm going to have to use some patience. As I mentioned earlier in the episode, it's actually Skylar's birthday tomorrow. So she's not going to see this video until next week, so I can tell you where I'm going. I'm going to the Dubai Mall to get her a birthday card, most importantly. And the birthday presents that I've got her, I'm actually going to video tomorrow. I know this is a business vlog, but considering we both work in the business, you only get one birthday every year. I think it'd be nice to see her reaction. So 7 a.m. we're actually going to go do Skydive Dubai. I'm not even going to tell her. I'm going to suggest she wears some gym clothes and we're going for breakfast. And we're going to rock up at Skydive Dubai. We've never done a skydive before, and I'm going to get her reaction on camera. We're also going to Singapore. This is a business and leisure trip. I've actually got a new business meeting with a Singapore-based startup. If you watched the video last week, you'll see me pitch, and the pitch has gone well. So we're going out there for a week. I've got 2 business meetings, hopefully doing some more work over that side of the world. And we're going to have a holiday as well. So Singapore, Skydive Dubai, and I'm going to get her some perfume. I'm a nice guy, I know. Then it's straight back to the office. I'm going to do my very best to get some more educational content this afternoon about the searches that I'm doing out here in UAE. Hopefully that'll give you a perspective of the differences. I'm going to maybe talk about why it's a little bit more challenging to find the right people, the salary expectations as well, so you can learn a thing or two as well.
While I sleep, I guess I'm sleeping on the job. I put a 20 on my head, cause that ain't real money. I should do it out of love, that's how it feel for me. I love the spinners, but I admire semis. I hugged the knee and I told her we belong together like Mariah Carey. When I drop, they say it feel like the sound of drugs. See, I was slipping down the drain until I found a plug. Take off my shoes, hat and jewels when I'm round my mum's. Like how I bring my second phone when I'm round the tugs. I feel like Bart Simpson when I got that Springfield. That 357 feel like a mini windmill.
I'm back in the office this afternoon, and as promised, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the Dubai market. If anyone's watching this from Dubai, you're probably going to know more than I do. If a lot of you are based in the UK, which is where I was from, and I imagine a lot of people who watch this are based in the UK, this should be some quite interesting information to help you understand what the local market is like. So the machine learning engineer vacancy that I've got right now is very, very similar to anything that we've worked in the UK. So it's going to be Python as a programming language, AWS for the cloud provider, a lot of use using LLMs and fine-tuning those LLMs, and any experience with NLP tools. Hugging Face Transformers seems to be popular over here, is going to be a benefit as well. Obviously some data science libraries as well to go on top of that. It's a role that we've worked week in, week out. So the salary for this position, we're looking at someone that has between 0, probably 6 months, and 2 years experience. And we've got a budget of around 20 to 25,000 AED dirhams per month. So 240,000 per year. Sounds like a lot, and it is actually a lot, because that is actually close to £50,000 per year for someone with 0 to 2 years experience. I think in the UK, and I'm only speaking from a Southwest perspective, I know London is different, that same skill set would probably be on around 35 to 45. So the salaries are 20 to 30% higher. And I know that because I've spoken to 12 people today. And some of the more senior with a couple more years experience were on 30 to 35,000 dirhams per month, which is up to like 60, 70, 80,000 pounds per year. So whilst the salaries are 20 to 30% higher, the living costs here reflect that. From a recruiter's perspective, doing the job over here is very, very similar, but it's actually harder to identify good talent. And I'll tell you why. In the UK, the culture wasn't very diverse. Lots of people in South Wales and the Southwest were British nationals. And I'm generalizing here. There was a lot of great talent from overseas, but it was more common to see people that have been born in Britain, have went to university in Britain, and you're able to mirror their language and also their cultural habits. Over here, there's people from Egypt, Sri Lanka, India, the UK, Russia, you name it, they're over here. The CVs are different, the profiles are laid out different, and there's a lot of extra work going in to work out if these people are going to be right for the position. Now, this really should be confidential, but I don't mind sharing a quick scroll down on LinkedIn. You'll see it on screen here. A quick scroll down there, and you're never going to be able to find this job anyway, will show every single one of those people are very, very likely going to be from a different country. That if there's 25 people there, I would bet there's at least 15 to 20 different countries. So that adds another layer of complexity to the search. And from a job seeker's perspective, let's imagine you're watching this and considering coming to Dubai. It's hyper competitive. I posted an AI engineer vacancy 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago, when I was expecting a job with a new fintech startup. Do you know how many applicants I had? The most ever, 1,100, or I think it was just under 1,100 in about a couple of weeks. In the UK, I might get 300 to 500. So the opportunity over here is huge. If you are a skilled professional, if you are someone that has really niched down and you have several years experience in your industry, whether that's software, data, AI, or product, you can come over here and get a pretty good salary. However, the tech market isn't as mature as the UK, especially from an investment perspective. That's what I've been seeing so far. There's a lot of talk about companies implementing tech and going on transformations, but we're really at the start of that journey. Take this from me, I see a lot of stuff online where it looks shiny and people talk a good game, but it's not quite the UK just yet. And that's expected. It's a new country, right? The market is maturing. There is endless opportunity and it's growing at pace. And I can probably summarize on that. I used to think I worked at pace in the UK, which I did. But over here, it's 2x, 3x, which is great for me. I'm a fast person. I enjoy going out, coming back for meetings and doing everything at a fast pace, which allows me to achieve more. So this place is great for me. But that's my update. That's my short update on the market so far. I've only had one solid vacancy. I found 2 candidates, by the way, for my deadline tomorrow. I've just got to work through a couple more calls this afternoon, and I'm pretty happy with the shortlist. So in next week's episode, you'll very likely hear if we made our first placement, because it's a 2-stage interview process. We're planning to start on Friday, perhaps even early into next week. And this town is a referral town. So because I'm speaking to the CEO of the whole group, not just the real estate company, the group, and there's 15 companies in the group, I plan to do an exceptional job here. Hopefully, if he's feeling generous, and maybe if he's watching this, he might refer me into another company. So I've got a busy afternoon. The next time you will see me is tomorrow morning when I am going to tell Skylar that we're going for breakfast and we're actually going to dive out of a plane. I genuinely have no idea how this is going to go. It's very early right now. The time is 6:10.
Yeah.
And it's the special day because it's Skylar, the Customer Success Director's birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Big 27 now. New era.
The big 27 today, new era. And it's funny because the people watching this will have seen me yesterday say that we're going skydiving. And I said I was going to surprise her, but we woke up this morning and I thought, how can I really surprise someone with skydiving? That's quite harsh. So I told you. It's still a surprise. I told you this morning. How you feel?
I'm very nervous. It's actually sick to my stomach. But I'm excited.
Well, we're on the way there now. We arrive at 7 a.m. and we're there for 4 hours. So I don't know how long we're up for. I know the fall's pretty quick, but I'm quite excited. What about you? Other presents?
Singapore. Oh my goodness, I've been so spoiled. I haven't even been able to process them because I'm going skydiving. But I am very lucky late.
Singapore and skydiving. When you work as hard as Skylar does in this business, you've got to be rewarded. And you're only 27 months.
Only 27 months, yeah.
I'll see how much footage we can get of when we're actually there. I'm not sure how much we can, but I'm definitely going to get Skylar's face when we arrive. But before we do that, if you are watching this video on your phone or the laptop, press pause right now and write happy birthday to Skylar in the comments. Don't be shy, don't be a loser, just do it.
They would've hit me with a racketeer. Shorties love me, they love the way I'm so debonair. Got an old ego, how Beyonce got Sasha Fierce. How Beyonce got a Queen of C in the DMs, not the soul with me. If I weren't lit right now, would you indulge in me? Who am I kidding, man? You'll still be in goal for me.
We've just arrived and there's about 15, 20 other people here right now, so that makes us feel a little bit better. Skylar, how are you feeling?
Very, very, very nervous. I feel sick.
I don't get nervous.
But I'm starting to get a bit shaky, you know what I mean? I'm a little bit weak.
Skylar's making me absolutely brick it right now. We're about 15 minutes out from when it starts, and I think we've got a long drive and a long plane before a very, very quick fall. So, how excited out of 10?
23,000.
She's definitely nervous. And we're done already. We got there at 7 a.m. and we finished by half 8 in the morning, hour and a half. They actually tell you to be prepared to stay there till about 12, but luckily we got on first. Let's ask Skylar, the birthday girl, how she thought it went. Skylar, show us your birthday card that they gave you and give me a little review of your first ever skydiving experience at the age of 27. Look at that. Happy birthday.
Well, it was way better than I expected it to be. I was terrified up there, but saw Kieran go first, so it was fine. But wow, I wanted to stay up there the whole time. It was actually next level, peaceful.
Yeah, I was actually second out of the plane. I didn't even offer to go first, but some guy beat me to it. So I was second. I think Skylar was close to the end.
I was second from the end.
Second from the end.
Yeah.
For me, I think the first 3 or 4 seconds when you fall out the plane was just nuts.
Yeah.
Adrenaline sky high. What about you? What's the best part?
The best part was when my ears stopped ringing and I was just sat there in the parachute just like taking in the views. It was unbelievable.
Celebrating with our favourite coffee, Jude. Skylar doesn't know this yet, but it's straight back to work to do some more sales calls. Ladies and gentlemen, you're never going to believe this. She's let me come into the office on her birthday. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's her birthday. You should be spending all day with Skylar. But come on, let's be serious. This is an early stage company, a startup, if you like, and we've got money to make and clients to keep happy. So I'm not doing a full day. I'm here for 4 or 5 hours. The plans are a BD power hour. After that, I'm going to close off these 2 searches. We've already submitted 3 people for the UA-based machine learning engineer, and the vacancy we pulled on Tuesday, we've already submitted 3 profiles for that one. I'd like to find 1 more for each, just in case they don't work out. So whilst I'm here grinding away, Skylar doesn't have any calls today, so she's spending her birthday doing what she loves, Stairmaster, eating fruit, and the gym. Whilst I smash through this BD Power Hour, I'm gonna let you listen to a call, maybe around a minute, depending on how long we've got in the video, of a CTO that I spoke to yesterday. Why am I sharing this? A little bit of motivation, just for you to realize, number 1, you've got to be in it to win it. And number 2, when you're in a service-based industry, especially recruitment, it all comes down to timing. I've spoken to this guy twice in 11 months. Turns out he started a new position last month. The day I called him, yesterday, they announced a raise of $100 million in a market like this. In the call, you'll hear that he speaks about helping out on a CTO hire and a number of AI-focused engineering hires across a few cities in Europe and also in the UAE. So if that doesn't make you want to pick up the phone after listening to this call, nothing will.
Hello, it's Kieran O'Connor. I'm not sure if you remember, we had a very good conversation back in June.
Recruiting agency?
How did you guess? That is a very, very good memory. I think I checked out your LinkedIn, and perhaps you might have started something new recently as well.
Yes, I changed company.
If I'm looking at the right thing, I think I'm looking at the company that's just raised quite a large amount of money. Have you worked out where you're going to spend all that money? How many engineers you're going to hire?
At this company, we are working with recruiting agencies. We're actually already working with 3. I started off with 1, and they were not supplying candidates fast enough for our hiring needs. So the way our company operates right now is that we're opening in every European country a local office where we also hire engineers. And for Europe, I would say that we are aiming at having, starting with 5 to 6 people in each site.
Okay, I've got you. So what are the most important sites? What's the highest priority?
Probably France would be a good option because we don't have any people there yet.
Just to remember from last time, we enjoy the hardest stuff. And the more complex, the more difficult the positions, the better.
The only thing is that we do not work on a retainer. Is that fine with you?
What commercials do you work on?
15%.
For 15. And all 3 of the other agencies that you're working, they are working to 15%?
Yes.
Long term, if one agency was able to prove themselves and genuinely add value in multiple areas, would you look at streamlining that down to 1, maybe 2,
yes.
rather than 3
yes.
or 4? I like an opportunity and I like a challenge, so I will honour the 15% to prove some value. And if you think it's worthwhile after that, we can move forward with maybe something else. But for now, I'm happy to honour 15.
In every country, we first hire CTO, and then after the CTO, we hire the engineers.
Just my final question. Is anyone working on the CTO position in France?
No recruiting agency that I'm aware of. So if you just send me an intro email about you and the way you work and any case history that you have.
Let's do it. You've got me pumped. I love an opportunity and I love a challenge. So once I prove myself, once the business I own the business, by the way. So once me and the business prove ourselves, maybe we can look at something a bit more personal and a bit longer term. I'm fine with that. I'll send you an email now, and that'll have all the details. I'll look forward to speaking to the GM, and we can set up a process and go from there. Appreciate your time. I'll speak to you soon.
Speak soon. Bye-bye.
And I'm wrapping this one up this week. It's been such a long week. I'm going to try and recall what I've even done. I think we've onboarded some new business. I've been for a couple lunches. I think I've had some people not turn up for some new business meetings. Most importantly, I had my first paddle game this morning on Playtomic, and it's official. I think I'm 4-star, 4 out of 5, which is pretty good, by the way. And it was Skylar's birthday. So the customer success director is now 27. And I keep telling her, I'm sure she's very, very happy with that. Please like, comment, subscribe, drop a note in the comments if you want to see anything on next week's episode, and we appreciate the support.
5, 1, know what I expected this week. I'm alive, that's why I expected this week.